Plenty of people in the world are superstitious. Some just a little, some live their entire lives around avoiding superstitions. If you're not a believer, you just might become one after watching this video. While you may have been calling your family and friends crazy for being so superstitious, they might actually be right. Prepare to have your mind blown. We may even change your mind about being superstitious. Facts Verse presents 10 superstitions that actually have a scientific explanation to back them up. Most people know that it's bad luck to walk under a ladder. According to the superstition, if you walk under a ladder, it'll bring negativity to your love life. It can also welcome the devil or other evil spirits into your life. And whether you believe this is true or not, there are a few good theories behind this belief. The ladder theory is based on religion. Whether you're using a step ladder or a ladder leaning up against a wall, it creates a triangular shape. This shape represents the Holy Trinity. Passing through can be seen as being disrespectful to God. When you disrespect Him, you're no longer under His protection, and that gives the devil and other evil entities a chance to walk on in. If you need a scientific explanation rather than one of faith, well, I can give you one of those too. When you walk under a ladder, a tool or even a person could come tumbling down from above, landing right on your head. The danger of injury is scientific. According to superstition, if a black cat crosses your path, you're going to have bad luck. People say that if you see a black cat, the devil is keeping an eye on you. Well, the last thing anybody wants is to be watched by Satan himself. For many years, black cats were said to have brought good luck to those who crossed them. During the Middle Ages, when people were said to be witches, the perception of black cats changed. Many people believed that black cats were actually witches in disguise. They changed into cats after other witches were chased from their homes and villages. People thought the only way for witches to disguise themselves was to turn themselves into a good luck charm, like the black cat. Some people still kind of think this way. Those who actually own a black cat don't because, well, if the superstition were true, then horrible things would be happening to them all the time. You'll never catch a superstitious person opening an umbrella indoors. Doing that is said to cause bad luck to rain down on the person who opened the umbrella inside. If you do this, you're not going to get run over by a bus right when you walk outside, but there is a bit of truth behind the superstition. Back in Victorian England, people would never open an umbrella indoors. But it had nothing to do with luck. The umbrellas made back then were not made like they are today. They were made with metal spokes and springs that were very unreliable. If a person opened their umbrella indoors, it could fly right off of its handle and hit an object or person in the house. People would wait until they were out in the open, just in case. Today, umbrellas are a lot stronger and constructed better, so you don't really have to worry about anything flying off when you open it. So now you know, and you can feel free to open your umbrella anywhere you like. If you've ever been to a dinner party and you see somebody tossing salt over their left shoulder after knocking over a shaker, they are superstitious. They do this because it is said that if you spill salt, the devil will be standing over your shoulder and will stick around for a while. Superstitious people don't want this, so they toss the salt to keep the devil away. Well, a long time ago, this practice was both religious and practical. There was a time when salt was considered to be extremely valuable. People believed the only reason a person would waste this priceless resource was that they were being controlled by the devil. Tossing the salt over the left shoulder would throw it right into the devil's face, preventing further temptation. Today, you can buy table salt for as little as 50 cents. It's cheap enough where you can indulge your superstition without losing money. For superstitious people, breaking a mirror is one of the worst things you can do. 7 years of bad luck will follow. For those who are not superstitious, breaking a mirror will still bring problems for a day or two, like cleaning up the glass. That takes a little while, and it could take a couple of days to buy a new mirror. Some would call that bad luck, but not really. The real bad luck, based on the superstition, it stems from ancient Greece. If a sick person looked in a looking glass and their image was distorted, they would be condemned by the diviners. The Romans tell it a bit differently, though. They believe that a person's health changed every 7 years, which is where the 7-year curse came from. The Romans' theory stuck, which is why superstitious people expect 7 years of bad luck if they break a mirror. A lot of people are afraid of the number 13. These people stay home on Friday the 13th. Most tall buildings are built without a 13th floor. Some mothers will have their labor induced just to be sure that their babies are not born on the 13th day of a month. So where does this fear of the number 13 come from? Well, there are actually two sources. The first comes from Norse mythology. According to the legend, Loki, the god of mischief, was the 13th guest at a feast in Valhalla. He caused the death of Balder, the god of light and purity. Since then, there's been a stigma on this number. The second reason for the number 13 being bad is a religious one, and it dates back to the Last Supper. At the meal, Judas Iscariot, the traitor against Jesus, was the 13th guest at the feast. Again, that put a stigma on the number. If you fail to say, "God bless you," When somebody sneezes, that's considered rude. If you don't say that, or at least say gesundheit, you could be looked at as a jerk around the office or in your social group of friends. There are a couple of reasons why people believe you need to say God bless you. The first one is in the history books. During the 6th century, it was thought that saying God bless you was a matter of life and death. During this time, the plague was running rampant through Europe. If you were to get the sniffles, it meant that death could be next. As a result of this, Pope Gregory mandated that after a person sneezed, others had to say God bless you as a prayer for the sick. The second theory has to do with your heart. People once believed that when you sneeze, your heart stops. People said God bless you, giving you a blessing that your heart would start up again when you were done sneezing. Today we know your heart does not stop when you sneeze. People have been saying God bless you for so long, though, it's just considered rude not to. It's customary to make a toast during a special occasion or a celebration. If you're a superstitious person, you never toast with a glass of water. Why? Well, if you do, it means that you wish death upon the person you are toasting. The ancient Greeks were the first to warn people of this practice. When they toasted with water, it was only to honor the dead. This belief came from the legend of the River Lethe. It was said that drinking the water from the river would help the souls of the underworld to pass on. If you do toast with a glass of water, you certainly won't be putting anybody's life at risk, but if you toast a superstitious person with water, they are definitely going to be insulted by it. And have you ever had somebody tell you that they wouldn't get sick when the flu was going around, then say, knock on wood, and then they actually knock on wood? That's because they are a superstitious person, and they're making sure that they don't catch that flu. It all stems from a pagan ritual. The pagans believed that trees contained fairies, spirits, and other mythical creatures. If you knocked on the wood of these trees, the creatures would grant you good luck and keep evil spirits from influencing their lives. How many of these superstitions have you followed and didn't even realize you were being superstitious? Tell us in the comments, and subscribe for more. It'll help us to become even bigger, knock on wood.